Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I'll never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Cancer, I hope that you're doing well. This is the second time I've had to start your reading because somebody was screaming outside of in my neighborhood, just screaming at the top of his lungs, screaming who knows what. And at first I was like, Spirit, is this a sign I should stop doing readings for today? But then I thought, no. We're just going to be stubborn and persevere. So, Cancer, I have this beautiful, beautiful rose quartz crystal because this was the message that I wanted to come into with your reading today, which was love and compassion. And immediately, there was some kind of obstacle or challenge to that love and compassion and that energy. And maybe that's part of the message, which is that in the face of these challenges, in screaming in our face and trying to be oppositional to that and be negative to that and adverse to it, that Cancers are kind of rising up and stepping forward and saying, no, I'm going to move forward with this light, with this love, with this empathy. I'm going to do my best. And I really feel that strongly about my fellow Cancers. So this deck is new to me, although it's one of Colette Baron-Reid's older decks. It's the Oracle of the Seven Energies. I'm going to be getting an overall energy from that and using an oldie but a goodie to me, the Tarot Mystical Moments. The Tarot Mystical Moments I don't always bring out because it's a super special deck, and I don't always, all my decks are special, but this one is super special, so I don't always bring it out, but I wanted to bring it out for this series of readings. So thank you, Spirit, for the overall energy. Number 19, which is the Sun card, Waking the Lion. The Sun card in the Major Arcana of the Tarot is what one would call the best card in the deck. It's sun energy, life-giving energy, illumination, clarity, warmth, generosity, power. The sun is usually wrapped up with Leo energies, and it's all about power. So, you know, ever since the eclipse, we had a solar eclipse recently, and, you know, this is Cancer's time to rise up, step up. I see, like, twinkling lights around you. It's almost like, could there be fame and fortune and up-leveling in a material world way as well? 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. For Cancer, please. Wow. Okay. Okay, Spirit wants me to take from the bottom of the deck, so I will. The World card. Number 21 in the Major Arcana. Anytime I say Major Arcana, I'm referring to the first 22 cards of the tarot, which represent divinely guided energies. So it's a little less about what we're manipulating and working out in the material world where we have free will. And Spirit is stepping in with the Major Arcana and saying, let us help you out. That we are looking at your life's blueprint, at your life's path, your purpose, and doing our best to guide you to those places. The World card talks about a chapter closing and a new chapter beginning, which is what I feel from this card, that we're waking the lion, right? Like it's time for us to be a little bit more fierce in the way that we express ourselves. In the past energy, Two of Cups. Two of Cups is the connection between you and a divine counterpart. Could be you and your higher self. Whenever I read the Two of Cups, it's usually you and your higher self, your higher aspect, your soul. Totally working in tandem, connected, on the same page. And yet it's clarified by the Judgment card number 20 in the Major Arcana, in reverse. This kind of suggests to me, like the Judgment card is usually about what I was just talking about, your life's blueprint. What are you meant to do? Are you answering the call of spirit? Are you resurrecting something from your past? Are you breathing new life into it? Are you giving it another chance? But when the card is in reverse, it's almost as if have we made our judgment call? Are we refusing to answer the call? This is what I need a little bit more clarification on, because if we're vibing, if we're working in tandem with our soul, not just us as the avatars in the Matrix, right? But like us connected to our soul, then one would think that the path would be very clear to us. But sometimes maybe we have doubt. Why is the Judgment card in reverse, Spirit? Two cards. The Tower in reverse and the Seven of Wands. Okay. Seven of Wands can be a card of blocking. Thank you, Spirit. That there could have been someone or something that you were blocking in order to protect yourself. And see, the word love is so prominent in his chest. Well, are you blocking yourself from love? There's a sense of breaking free, of course. But then the Tower here in reverse. The Tower talks about great shock and awe, upheaval, surprise. But when the card is in reverse, it's almost as if we've averted disaster, holding on for dear life so that things don't completely crumble. It's neither good nor bad, but when the Tower is in the upright, it's almost like saying that we're putting an end to something that doesn't serve us, that was built on a shaky foundation, shaky from the start. Like Spirit showing me a scenario from my own life where there was somebody that I had feelings for, and that person had feelings for me too, but it just wasn't gonna work. It just wasn't gonna work. And as much as I tried to keep everything from falling apart, it just needed to fall apart. It just had to, because people were just not in the same vibration, right? And so with this card in reverse, I almost see it as you kind of maybe trying to avoid fully breaking apart from this blocking energy. It's really hard. I'm a Cancer, so I like identify with this in the past energy where, I mean, Cancers, I find that there are two types of Cancers. There are Cancers that are like the crab and they sidestep motion so they don't have to like confront things head on. And then there are the Cancers that don't care, will get up in your face, say what they need to say. I'm not a really get up in your face kind of person, but I will say what I need to say. Because when you spent your whole life sidestepping, it's just, there's There comes a time when enough is enough, and this waking the lion has to come through. I feel as though some of you can relate. You've sidestepped and put everybody else's feelings first, and now it's time for you to kind of just say, I'm going to express myself. But in the past energy, it may have been easier to just kind of hide behind some protection. But in that same vein, Spirit just said, Spirit actually didn't say, but brought to my mind Brene Brown when she talks about shame and vulnerability. That's kind of her. Brene Brown is a sociologist, a PhD, and she has made her life work about the topics and research into shame and vulnerability. And it's and I'm just paraphrasing her thoughts and her research, but it's this idea that if you don't speak your truth, then you're betraying yourself. You're starting a war within. And Spirit just brought that to my attention I just saw 11:11 on my timer too. Spirit brought that to my attention with this card, because anytime you don't express what you truly want and feel, you, in a sense, betray yourself. And it's not just Cancers, it's everybody. But I think you realize that because you are communing with your higher self. I think you realize that that wasn't serving you. In the present energy, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So Nine of Pentacles talks about pre-Empress energy, and it represents somebody who is really abundant and looking good, feeling good, has done really well, financially, and is living the kind of independent high life. But when the card is in reverse, it doesn't mean that those things aren't still true, but it talks to me about no longer being in a solitary, independent energy. It's kind of like we may need to reach out to others for help, or we may need to admit that we don't want to go it alone in all circumstances. Like, sometimes we like being alone. Sometimes it's nice to be. I know some Cancer extroverts, but most of the Cancers that I know are introverted. It's neither or ambivert, right? So sometimes it's really hard to kind of ask others to help us, especially as the mothers of the zodiac. Like, we're always helping other people. So it might be difficult for you to kind of step out of that self-sufficient energy. But Spirit is really kind of drawing my attention to it with the Hierophant card, number 5, Major Arcana, representing Taurus. There's some lessons that need to be learned regarding this energy. Some lessons of lessons regarding spirituality, perhaps. Our place in the world, our place in the cosmos. Where do we come from? What is our purpose? These big questions. And these could be questions that you aren't necessarily finding in the material realm. Right, so let me get a clarifier for the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. 9 of double 9. 9. 9 of Wands in reverse. The 9 of Wands talks about perseverance, living to fight another day. The wounded warrior energy. We can see here she's been bandaged up, sewn up from all of her battle scars. When the card is in reverse, it's this resolve of we're not going to keep being battered by the same situation. What do I mean? I hear that expression, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There's that word shame again. Brene Brown's research on shame, and now this expression. What's that about, Cancer? Shame. It's weird. I'm starting to feel pain right here between my shoulder and my chest plate. They say this area is where you store pain, like emotional pain, perhaps shame. It wasn't hurting until just a second ago. So it does hurt occasionally, right? But I felt the pang right there. So you could be experiencing pain in that area of your body, but it speaks to a deeply rooted pain, and part of that might be shame. Take it as it resonates. It's something to explore. Maybe that's the lion that is also waking up, right? That lion that needs to express itself, that pain perhaps needs to, thank you, Spirit, needs to express itself. But whatever this is, we're not interested in repeating it. We're not interested in continuing along this path. We're done with that. Asking Spirit, what's next? Interesting ending here. The future potential, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Devil in reverse. The Devil hasn't come out in so many readings I've done, and here it is for Cancer. But it's in reverse, so that's lovely. Number 15 in the Major Arcana. Knight of Pentacles in reverse talks about a Spirit's kind of telling me you're not waiting for this knight in shining armor to come riding in to save you. You're figuring out how to do that all on your own with the Devil in reverse. Devil is Capricorn energy. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. That's very interesting. Devil's snare, right? You can see these cobwebs here. Looks like an unsuspecting mushroom, and then it turns into this arachnid of some kind, things of nightmares. With the Devil energy in reverse, we're setting ourselves free, finally. Setting ourselves free, not putting the expectation out that anybody needs to come in with some grand gesture, that we can go after what it is that we want. Can I have a clarifier on the Knight of Pentacles, please? 2 cards came out, Ace of Cups, King of Wands, both in reverse. Yeah, it could have been a situation here where you were looking for new love and it didn't pan out, and you had to kind of separate yourself from it because it was false in some way. I'm going to ask for a clarifier on the Devil. Clarifier on the Devil. What are we freeing ourselves from? Damn. 5 of Swords in the reverse. This idea that it's a competition. This idea that we have to win at all costs. It's not about that anymore. It's not about winning at all costs. It's about not feeling the need to compete at all in the game. Devils like to play games. You're not playing the game anymore. You're not interested in trying to get the upper hand. You know, this thing that I was talking about in some of my earlier readings from April We're talking about if you're in a room full of people, be the adult in that room. Be the mature one. Be the wise one. Be the strong one. Not necessarily for other people, just for yourself. So I'm going to read from the book to end your reading. Number 19, Waking the Lion. Waking the Lion. Regardless of the outer conditions right now, you can't wait for your fear to lessen before you move forward. In fact, despite the chaos and seeming disarray, you must be bold. Whatever your trepidation, act as if you have deep trust that all will be well. Nothing is promised to you. Right? Nothing is promised to you. But you will never truly see magic if you don't take the risk. Come to the edge of certainty in your life and leap into the unknown. You still have no guarantee of immediate success. Still, you must summon your bravery in the face of possible pain, failure, or even success, and your own power. The act of making this leap, no matter the final outcome, awakens the lion within. Be proud of who you are and who you are becoming. No one can take this away from you. What type of courage is called for today? Only you know, and only you have the power to choose your path. Know that it takes just as much strength and bravery to love and be vulnerable as it does to confront a personal challenge or physical obstacle. So call on your strength and stand your ground, or consciously temper your emotional reactions. Do nothing and trust in your partnership with the divine. Whatever your choice, you will not fail as long as you act with courage and integrity. And isn't that just so? As you're reading, Cancer, I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Cancer.